Hi guys, how are you? And welcome back to another video. My name is George and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel Watches with George. Now in today's video we are going to talk about a pilot's watch. Now it is my first pilot's watch. I've never owned a pilot's watch before because I was never specifically into them. I feel guilty about this, but even so, being a watch guy, I just wanted to check them out to see how they are, and I instantly fell in love with it, and I was beating myself up because I didn't do it sooner. Nevertheless, the watch that I'm talking about is from a company that you're familiar with if you have watched my previous video. If you haven't, go check it out. I was going to say I'll put it up there, but I won't because I'll put it into the description, or you can go on my channel and check out the previous video. Stop shaking camera. Now, before we get into the box, I will do a wristwatch check. So tonight I'm wearing my Casio G-Shock DW5600M, which is the grey version, because as far as I know these come in a variety of colors. I got this thing for a project. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't buy it brand new. I'll try and find a link, find a shop or find it somewhere online, and I'll put into the description box below the link so you can check it out. Now this thing is actually pretty cool and it's pretty trendy, and I got a lot of compliments specifically on the color. I don't know why, but still I kind of like it as it is up until I get the project going. I'll wear it as it is, but never sell. As per usual, we're going to go into the box, and I'm going to take it out and do measurements, specifications. I'll let you guys know what I think about the watch, and I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like about it, and towards the end, I'll let you know towards the end. I'll tell you guys if I recommend it or not. This guy has something that I particularly like. Keep watching, and I'll tell you, it's something super cool. I haven't seen on that many watches before, but it kind of made me fall in love with it even more. Now, I'm just going to take this greasy thing off. I don't know, greasy cover? I don't know why. Just throw that there. As you're familiar, and I said in the previous video, all the Heilmdallr watches, they come in this either in the same box. It's either black or blue, and this particular one is a dark kind of, can barely tell. It's a bluish, dark, very dark blue color, but nevertheless it's plastic, and I actually like that. But it's okay. There's you pay more for watches, and they'll send it for different watches for micro brands or for something, and they'll send them to you in a cardboard box. So still, taking the watch out, just put that aside for 1 second. You get the stamped warranty card, handwritten and stamped, which is pretty cool. So like I said, you don't see that in a lot of mid-tier watches, so that's kind of cool. Just put that away. Whoa, something funky was going on with the light there. And this cheap pillow, which was, again, I don't particularly mind it. I don't think they're putting a lot of time and effort into packaging that much, so that's why they probably have one wrapping and one packaging available for the whole lineup. So again, I'll put a link in the description box. Check their website below. By the way, I have no I'm not an affiliate. I'm not making any money out of this, so with them, or I just like their watches, and I think they're really good value for money. Now I'm going to get my caliper tool, and we're going to go through the measurements, specifications, and we'll talk about the dial. And nevertheless, that was a weird one. So dial first. So you're looking at a 37.5, 38 millimeter dial. You're looking for lug to lug. You're looking at 46.2. Get in there. Now, let me see, get that right. 47 actually. Sorry, no, 46 millimeter from lug to lug. So pretty nice and compact. You're looking at a thickness with 11.5 millimeters, and you are looking for at a lug width of 19 millimeters, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's like I think a lot of the Orient Bambinos nowadays, well, the previous, I think it was the version 2 of the Orient Bambino, was coming on 19 millimeter lug width. So you can you can find straps nowadays. It's not a lot of, you wouldn't find a lot of variety, but with 19 millimeters, so that's okay. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, now 31L stainless steel case, case back and crown, slightly domed sapphire crystal. Now on the back of the case you have water resist 100 meters, all stainless steel and sapphire crystal. The case is screw down, given this watch 100 meter water resistance. Now there's no gaskets or anything here on the side, not that I could see, but it is stated that it's 100 meter water resistant, which is pretty cool. And the fact that it, like, I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know if there's a gasket or anything on the back, on the actual back of the case, but that's okay. I like the fact that the case back is pretty simple, so it doesn't have a lot of writing or anything on it. That's pretty cool. And taking a look at the finishing on the case, you have all brushed finish, and there's no chamfered edge here or anything to kind of see the transitions, so it's all horizontal brush. And the top part of the case, I think that's still brushed on the side there, and it slants slightly up, so that's kind of cool. Still, it's nice and consistent, so I'm not going to complain about that. It's pretty cool. The edges here are a bit sharp, but nothing super that they might actually give you a lot of scratches or anything if you twist your arm in a weird way or anything, or the watch gets caught. So again, and I like the fact that it's having a relatively small lug to lug, which makes it nice and compact, and the lugs do actually tilt inwards, so that's actually very nice. So I'm not going to complain about that either. Anyway, going back on the dial, you have Arabic numerals. You have a date window at the 3 o'clock position, and you have the arrow pointing up at the 12 o'clock position. This is a Type A flieger, so the Type B flieger has another concentric circle on the inside, and on the inside you would have it would be different, because I think you would have the 12-hour markings, and you would have the 24-hour markings on the outside. And the hands are pretty straightforward. You have very thin seconds hand, which depending on how you point the watch in whatever angle, you might get lost, but that's okay. I'm not going to complain. I'm not always looking at the seconds hand. And you have pretty straightforward defense post hands there. So the indices are all applied with loads and loads of lume, and it actually holds. I'll do a lume shot. Actually, I'll get my torch after I'm finished with the overall review of the watch, and I'll show you guys a lume shot of it. It's actually pretty cool. And the strap. Now, where do I begin on the strap? Now, there's no stated, I think, no, it is stated, I'm lying. On the website, it says that this is genuine leather. Now, I don't think it is. It's it's kind of hard. Now, that being said, it's kind of comfortable, I'm not going to lie. So when you first see it and you go, holy crap, this is not going to work, it's still comfortable enough, so it kind of goes around the hand really quick. Now, I haven't worn the watch as much as I actually wanted to, because I just didn't get time, and with everything happening recently, you're going to wear your watch in the living room, or in the bed, in the bedroom, or in the toilet, or in the hallway. So depending on where you want to go for dinner. But nevertheless, generally on flieger watches, some of them actually have this kind of tapers down. So from where it goes on the lugs, it starts tapering down towards the end. This one is, but nothing noticeable. You can just, like, you only feel it when you put your hand. So I would recommend changing the strap. It's not the best. Now, that being said, the spring bars come very close to the actual case. So I did that. I tried changing the strap first thing when it came in, and I ended up, I had a leather NATO strap that I wanted to put in, and it ended up tearing the middle part of it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I'm actually, I ordered a nylon NATO strap, so we'll see how that goes, if that works. And again, 19 millimeter, it's not, like I said, you would definitely you find straps even for 19 millimeters now. Then nowadays people are doing more and more and more, and I always recommend AliExpress and eBay. You definitely find them there, and you don't get like bad straps for the money. So because not everybody wants to pay, like not to put a €50 or $50 strap on a watch that costs $50, $60. So, and not everybody has those things lying around the house. So there you go. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you guys the Lume. Oh, and before I finish, this guy has the famous, I think I mentioned that, has the famous NH35 movement inside, hacks hand winds. It's made by Seiko, and 42 hours power reserve, and an average, I think it's an average lifespan, a service, 10 years or so. Now, depending on how much they are, depending how much the watch is when you buy it, because you can find, I think you can find this movement. I was looking the other day online. You can find the cheapest watch that you can find on AliExpress is a Cadison, and it's €42. €42 for us with a Seiko NH35. So not a bad deal. Now, depends on how you look at it on the finish. Told you guys that I'm going to show you guys the Lume, and to get back in it, to tell you that this guy has a neat party trick that I loved and I haven't seen on any watches so far. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you with my UV light, which is a regular flashlight torch that I had around the house, but it does pretty well. And I'm going to turn off the studio lights, which are my lamps, and the logo lights up on this guy. Look at that. Look at that. I haven't seen any watch that actually does that. And the Lume on this thing just sits and sits and sits. I didn't use a lot of lights there for it to shine it up, but the fact that the logo lights up is actually pretty freaking awesome. Now, let me turn these things back on. That being said, what do I do and don't like about the watch? Now, first thing that should I start with the likes or not likes? Should I start? It depends. Okay, we'll start with the things that I like. No, what I don't like about the watch. First is the strap. Not the best strap in the world. Like I said, you can definitely find one. I think it's the third time I mentioned it in the last 2 minutes, so I'm not going to spend that much time on it. Second thing is the buckle. Now, this should be coated. I don't know if you can tell, but if you look, you can actually just see my fingers there. If you look on the inside of the strap here on the buckle, I think the coating on it is not going all the way through the cracks and all the way. So not the best, again, quality control. If I was, now I'm just being picky, is the inside of the buckle, but still, I don't particularly like that. The spring bars, like I said, are way too close. So if you're going to put it on you're kind of limited. If you're going to put it on a NATO strap, it has to be thin enough, or only stick to regular straps, not NATO straps. And call me crazy, but the crown, it's not signed. I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry. It's nice. It's nice and mechanical. I like that, but I think it's kind of big and it doesn't fit the overall aesthetics of the watch. Maybe that's just me, but I would have preferred if the crown was slightly bigger in diameter and wouldn't be sticking out too much. That's just, maybe I'm just looking for things to go wrong, but nothing really big stating it. What I do like, now, this thing is legible. It is a pilot's watch. They're supposed to be legible. They're supposed to, back in World War II, they were supposed to just take a glance at the watch and know exactly what time it is. And it's doing that spectacularly. So just like it, even if you're outside or inside and you're not looking at the seconds hand, hey, this thing is legible, so you can tell immediately what time it is. So that's pretty cool. What else I like about it? The 100-meter water resistance. Now, they're saying it's 100-meter water resistance. If it is, that is great. So you're paying for €129. That's how much $129. That's how much this thing costs. And the fact that you're getting water resistance and all those specs, it's not a bad package overall. And considering the fact that the actual, compromising on the strap, just ignore the strap for a while. Most of us do change the straps on their watches. It's just a given. But still, that's not a bad package. The simplicity of this thing, it's just, I never thought that I could like something so much that just does what it's supposed to do very, very well. Call me crazy, but I don't know. It's just the fact, like, you can, and when I say simplicity, I mean the entire package. The size, the color of the dial, the fact that there's nothing else on the dial apart from Heilmdallr. It doesn't say anything else, and the indices are how they are, very easy to read. And moving along, what else? The Lume. Now, the Lume, crazy on this thing. Again, it lasts, and there's quite a few layers. I think it's BG3 Superluminova. So it shines, it glows really properly. So if you are in the sun with it and get some proper light, it will glow. So that's pretty cool. And lastly, but not least, it's the compact size. It's very small. It's the relatively small lug to lug, the relatively small diameter, and the fact that it's not super thick. So again, the fact that it's all cramped up in one small package and simple, and it is how it is. All these things combined make this nice, amazing watch. Guys, I would definitely, to sum it all up, I would definitely recommend it. It's 129. And some, people make, if you look at other companies like Laco or Messerschmitt, or there's a lot of companies that do watches, you don't get this movement. You probably get a quartz movement, which is nothing wrong with quartz, but you're not getting, you're getting the heritage from some other brands, but that's okay. If you're looking for the look, if you're looking for the style, this is it. It's doing it right. So you find all Pilot's watches in different sizes. I know Pilot's watches are supposed to be big. I don't like that. I like the fact that this is compact and you get the style. So everything cramped in this little package. Hell yeah. Now, when the strap comes in, I'll definitely look at the strap as well and I'll change it. And to get back on it, guys, I'm not going to rant about it. This, I'll put on the wrist as well. It's a nice looking watch. Definitely recommend it. Definitely buy it. And like I said, I think I'm the person that bought the most amount. Like, I'm going to finish the range, the watches on Heilmdallr on their website. There you go, guys. That's how it looks on my 6.3-inch wrist. It's not super, like, I don't have a big wrist. And this is the watch that if I'm going somewhere right now, which I'm not, hashtag staying home or whatever, this would be something that I put on. It fits, and I just cannot wait to get a proper strap for it because I didn't have a 19-point-inch. Even still, this is what I was saying. It's not the most well built strap, but it's comfortable enough for what it is. So there you go, guys. Just put that on a distance for you guys to have a look. Stop shaking, camera. Boop. There you go. Now, guys, I'll put this down. To sum it up, buy the watch. If you did like the video, click a like, click subscribe if you want to stay up to date. Like me on Instagram. Do everything that you're supposed to do when you're on YouTube if you like the content. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you stayed up so late, I know I did. It's 3:30 Wednesday morning, and this is basically the time when you're doing the videos. And thank you very much for watching. Guys, tune in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Wash your goddamn hands. Stay indoors. Let's just get over this so we can love watches and talk about more watches. Guys, thank you very much, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.